Dear students, welcome to first PU physics class. In this class, let us deal with the chapter oscillation. In our daily life, we come across various types of motions. So, the motion of a body can be three types: translational motion, rotational motion, and the oscillatory or vibrational motion. Let us discuss one by one. Translational motion. Motion of a body along straight line. Okay. So examples are laser beam, flow of current through a wire, a water flowing in a canal, car moving on the road, etc. Okay. So here the bodies which are moving along straight lines all are example for translational motion. Next, second one is rotational motion. Body about an axis or fixed point is called as rotational motion. Okay, or body moves in a circular path. Okay, such type of motion are called as rotational motion. So example, motion of earth around the sun. Next, movement of hand in a clock. Motion of planets around the sun. Okay, etc. Next, third one is oscillatory or vibrational motion. It is also known as to and fro motion. Okay, to and fro motion. Body moves back and forth about mean position. Okay, such type of motion is called as oscillatory motion. So examples are motion of a bob in simple pendulum. Okay. Next, the movement of pendulum of a clock. Next, the oscillations of loaded spiral spring. Okay, right. The next topic is a periodic motion. Okay. So actually, in oscillatory and rotational motion, the motion of a body repeats itself at regular intervals of time. Okay, ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆಸಿಲೇಟರಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೊಟೇಷನಲ್ ಮೋಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಬಾಡಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಾಕಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸಿನ ಸೊ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸೊ ಅದು ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಸುತ್ತು ಆದ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಆಸಿಲೇಟರಿ ಮೋಷನಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ ಬಾಬ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೆಂಡ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಆಸಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬಾಬ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ such motions are called as periodic motions. Okay, so actually here the motion of a body that repeats itself at regular intervals of time is called as periodic motion. Okay, so example, motion of a moon around the earth. Okay, right. Okay, here you can give an example for a periodic motions as the all oscillatory motions as well as all rotational motion. Okay, remember. So next discuss some important terms. First one, time period. It is denoted by capital T. Time taken by body to complete one oscillation is called time period. Okay. Here the SI unit is second. Example, time period of revolution of earth around the sun is 365 days or 1 year. Means motion of the earth around the sun repeats after every year. Repeats after every year. Okay, right. So you may consider the another example, the motion of Halley's comet. Okay, Halley's comet repeats after every 76 years. Okay, means the Halley's comet visible to us after 76 years. Okay, again the motion of a moon around the earth repeats after 27 days. Hence, the time period of revolution of the moon is equal to 27 days. Okay, right. Now, the second term is frequency. Number of oscillations completed by the body in 1 second. Okay, here you may consider the number of rotations also. Okay, here the frequency means what? Number of oscillations completed by the body in 1 second, and SI unit is hertz. Okay, here the frequency is denoted by mu. Mu. Okay, so here the relation between time period and frequency. Relation between time period and frequency is nu equal to 1 by t. So remember this relationship, nu equal to 1 by t. Okay, or capital T equal to 1 by nu. Okay, hence the here the unit of frequency can be written as per second. Okay, per second. Next term is linear displacement. As you know, it is denoted by small x or y. Small x or y. Okay, it is distance of the body measured from mean position at a given instant of time. Okay, at a given instant of time. So if you consider example, here the mean position means it is origin. Okay, it is the origin. Suppose this is the origin O. Here the body is situated here. Then the distance between or the distance of the body is measured from the origin O or the mean position O. Okay, it's called as linear displacement. When object is moving along x direction, then the linear displacement is denoted as x, and while moving along y direction, the linear displacement is taken as y. Okay, right. Next is amplitude. It is denoted by capital A. The maximum value of displacement from mean position. Okay, the maximum value of displacement from mean position is called as amplitude. Next, angular displacement theta. So angle made by a vertical at a given instant of time is called angular displacement. In diagram you can observe it is the representation of the movement of simple pendulum. Okay, right. Now, so this angle theta is called as angular displacement. Next, phase. So it describes position or direction of motion of the body. Okay, so it is expressed as the angle as fraction of 2 pi. Okay, or it is expressed in time as fraction of capital T. Okay, we will discuss so regarding phase in later slides. Okay, So you just remember, so what is phase? It describes the position or direction of motion of the body. During oscillatory or the rotational motion, so it represents the position or direction of the body, or so at which position the body is situated, right? Okay, now consider this diagram. So in this diagram we can uh, represent those terms. Okay, so here the wave nature is represents the rotational motion or the oscillatory motion. Okay, here actually it is the graph nature. Time is taken along x axis and the displacement is taken along y axis. Okay, right. Here the amplitude is what? Actually this is the mean position O. Amplitude is the maximum displacement from the mean position. Maximum displacement from the mean position is called amplitude. Okay, and time period. Time period means it is time taken to complete one rotation. Okay, in this diagram the one rotation means, if you consider here, this is the point, here the one rotation means like this up to here. Okay, so this represents one rotation. So the time here, the time taken to complete the one rotation is called time period. Time period. Okay, right. The last term is angular velocity. It is denoted by omega. So it is rate of change of angular displacement with time. As you know, angular displacement is denoted by theta, hence omega equal to theta by t. Theta by t. Okay, right. Here, for one complete rotation or oscillation, the angle is equal to 360 degrees. Okay, here the one complete rotation means the to complete a circular path. Okay, in circular path the angle is equal to 360 degree, as you know here. So this is 90 degree, so this is total 180 degree, this is 270 degree, and finally the complete for complete circular path the angle is 360 degree. Okay, so 360 degree can be written as 2 pi, and time required is capital T, that is time taken to complete one rotation or one oscillation is capital T. Hence omega equal to theta by t, which is equal to 2 pi by t. So this implies omega equal to 2 pi by t. So remember this expression. Okay, and also we know, so omega equal to 2 pi into 1 by t. So 1 by t is equal to nu. Yes, 1 by t is equal to nu. So on substituting we will get omega equal to 2 pi nu. Omega equal to 2 pi nu. So remember this expression is expression also. Okay, hence the time period can be written as t equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay, t equal to 2 pi by omega. So these are all about some terms related to the oscillatory and rotational motion. Okay, now so here what do you mean by oscillation, or sometimes it may call as vibration. Okay, so in this diagram, so there are three positions of the body. Here O is equilibrium position, it is also known as mean position, and E1 and E2 are the extreme positions. Extreme positions. Okay, right. Here, the motion of the body from O to E2, O to E2, okay, then to E1, then to E1, and back to O, and back to O forms one oscillation. Okay, forms one oscillation. So here oscillation means what? So here the motion of the body from the mean position to one of the extreme position, then that extreme position to the another extreme position, and finally back to the mean position is called as one oscillation. Is called as one oscillation. Okay, right. Here in this diagram you can observe. So this is the diagram of simple pendulum. Here the oscillation means what? The object moves from a mean position to one of the extreme position. Okay, then that extreme position to the another extreme position, and so it will returns to the original or the mean position. So this completes one oscillation. Okay, okay, or okay. So in this diagram, so it is oscillation. Here the object either moves to either E1 or E2. Okay, here the object moves from mean position to one of the extreme position. Okay, then that extreme position to the another extreme position, and finally back to its mean position. It forms one oscillation. It forms one oscillation. Okay, so it may either move to the mean position to, so E1 also, E1 also, okay, but one of the extreme position, that's it. Okay, here the object may move first E2, or so it may move first to E1. Okay, right. Okay, here, right. Okay, here when external force is applied to the body, so at equilibrium position, so a restoring force is developed in the body. So that body tries to bring the body back, so that force tries to bring the body back to the equilibrium position. Equilibrium position. So that giving rise to the oscillation. Yes, okay. Here what happens? So why oscillation occurs? When the external force is applied to the body at the mean position, restoring force is developed in the body. Okay, restoring force is internal force. Okay, so that restoring force tries to bring the body back to the mean position. Okay, so this giving rise to the oscillation. Okay, right. So this, the oscillation continued till the complete energy is dissipated. Okay, or the complete force is decreased. Next, periodic or harmonic function. The function which represents periodic motions are called as periodic or harmonic function. In maths, so in mathematics, you will come across certain functions like trigonometric, logarithmic, exponential, okay, inverse functions, etc. Here the periodic functions means what? These represents periodic motion. So example, here we will consider the trigonometric functions, that is sin omega t and cos omega t. Okay, here consider the examples of periodic motion. So you will understand this concept in later slides. Okay. So the examples for periodic functions are sin omega t, cos omega t, and the linear combination of sin omega t and cos omega t, that is a sin omega t plus b cos omega t. And then example for non-periodic functions are e raised to omega t, e raised to minus omega t. So these are exponential functions, and log omega t, it is the logarithmic functions. Okay. So remember these examples. Next. Here you have to show the function repeats after regular intervals of time. Okay. For that you have to prove the expression. So f of t plus nt is equal to f of t. Okay. Right. So consider that f of t is equal to sin omega t, because sin omega t is periodic function, and so you have to consider the function as sin omega t. Okay. Right. As you know, here f of t is means what? It's the representation of the function. In school times, so you represent the functions like, so y is equal to f of x. Yes, y is equal to f of x. How do you remember? Okay. Right. Similar way here, so we are using instead of f of x, we are using f of t. So f of t is equal to sin omega t. Next, substitute the value of omega, that is 2 pi by capital T. So call it as equation 1. Okay. Now consider, so here what is given? F of t plus n into t. So consider that here consider n is equal to 1. Okay. So consider f of t plus capital T is equal to. So according to equation 1, it can be written as sin of 2 pi by t into, in terms of small t, you have to write t plus capital T. Okay, t plus capital T. Right. Now simplify sin of 2 pi by t into small t plus 2 pi by t into capital T. Okay. Here t and t getting cancelled. So you left with terms sin of 2 pi by capital T into t plus 2 pi. Correct. Which is equal to sin of 2 pi by t into t. Because in trigonometry, sin of theta plus 2 pi is equal to sin theta. Okay. Now it is in the form of sin of theta plus 2 pi. Hence it can be written as sin theta, that is sin 2 pi by t into t. Okay. Hence we can prove that here. So what is the value of sin 2 pi by t into t? According to equation 1, sin of 2 pi by t into t is equal to f of t. Hence f of t plus capital T is equal to f of t. Hence the proof. Here we consider n equal to 1. Similarly, if you consider n equal to 2, then f of t plus 2t is equal to f of t. If you consider n equal to 3, then f of t plus 3t is equal to f of t. For nth value, f of t plus n into t is equal to f of t, where n equal to 1 to 3 up to so on. Okay. So this equation represents the function which repeats after a regular time interval. Okay. Here the function f of t is repeats after 1t, 2t, 3t, 4t up to n into t. Okay. Right. Now consider simple harmonic motion. It is abbreviated as SHM in general. Okay, so it is simplest type of oscillatory motion in which restoring force is directly proportional to displacement from mean position and it is directed towards mean position. Okay, right. So examples for simple harmonic motions are motion of the bob of simple pendulum. This one, motion of bob of simple pendulum. Okay, here, so it is the equilibrium position. So these two are mean extreme positions. Okay, and here the angle theta is angular displacement, right? Next, the second example is the oscillation of loaded vertical spring. Loaded vertical spring, this one. Okay, when the one end of the spring is attached to rigid support and at the another end some weights are suspended, then it executes some type of oscillations. Those oscillations are called as simple harmonic motions. Next, third example is the vibrations of tuning fork. Okay, this one, tuning fork. Here the vibrations of prongs of the tuning fork. As you know, when the tuning fork is strike against the rubber pad, then so its prongs starts to vibrate. Okay, its prongs starts to vibrate. So those vibration are also simple harmonic motion. Okay, right. Here, so now come to the definition of simple harmonic motion. Here the restoring force is directly proportional to displacement from mean position. Okay, if you consider the simple diagram, I will consider the three positions. Okay, it is O, extreme position, this position is E1 and this is E2. Okay, right. So I am considering the example as motion of bob of simple pendulum. Here what happens when initially the bob is at mean position. Okay, the bob is at mean position. Here the externally force is applied to the bob to move forward. Okay, so when it moves towards E1, then the restoring force is developed in the bob and that restoring force tries to bring the bob back to mean position. Okay, back to mean position. Hence here the restoring force is proportional to displacement from the mean position. Okay, here the force is proportional to displacement from the mean position. Okay, and this restoring force is always directed towards mean position. Okay, means what? Here it is the direction of external force. So this is the direction of external force in this way. And here the restoring force is acting towards the mean position. It is restoring force. Okay, so it is the direction of restoring force. So both are equal and opposite. Okay, here the external force is acting along OE, okay, and the restoring force is always acting towards mean position, that is E1O, okay, towards the mean position. So this is the meaning of simple harmonic motion. Okay, simple harmonic motion. So in next class we will study the uniform circular motion and also we can derive expression for displacement of a particle executing SHM. Thank you.